Yesterday I was having a coaching conversation with my student who was feeling really overwhelmed with some of the things that had happened to him throughout the week. And I think the feeling of overwhelm specifically came from the feeling of guilt that he felt about showing up to our coaching session without being on his best. So keep in mind, this guy's been crushing it for months, okay? And for the first week in a while, he's feeling overwhelmed. He has a lot of things to do. Yeah, he has a lot of goals that are really important to him, and yet he hasn't quite been able so far to actually achieve them. And I wanted to make this video to showcase this interaction, to bring a point home, and that is that so often we come to the conclusion that the goals that we have are somehow within a higher priority level compared to ourselves. We cannot decide that our goals become the king or the queen, and they just happen to be more important than who we are as people. So for example, my student was feeling super overwhelmed. He hadn't been taking care of himself. He didn't manage to sleep well for several nights in a row. And his biggest point of concern was around his goals. And one of the things that I pointed out was that it seemed to me that his priorities had been off. And the reason why I said that his priorities seemed to me like they were off is because he was applying all these emotions, all this stress, all this fear, or all this overwhelm to the fact that he hadn't reached these goals. And by doing so, he was creating this cycle of not really taking care of himself and overall putting the goals on a pedestal, so that he was getting even farther to achieve his goals because of it, because he was not taking care of himself. And this conversation led then to revisiting some of the thoughts that we happen to have regarding prescriptions. In this example, my student was looking at some of the prescriptions that he was using, some of the methods, the techniques, the tools that partly I'd given him or partly he had given himself as the most important thing to do within his life. The thing that magically was going to save his sleep, or that was going to save his productivity, or was going to save his state of being, whatever it was. And I think sometimes we just come up with these strange ideas and we start applying importance onto these things that are just prescriptions. There are different methods, there are different techniques, there are different how-tos, and we somehow think that these prescriptions are more important than us. I'll give you an example. I do this mistake all the time as well. So I may wake up and I may say, okay, awesome. On my Google Calendar, I have my notification for my morning meditation. And if I don't do that morning meditation, then I feel bad about myself because I haven't done it. But the thing is, the morning meditation itself is a prescription. It's a tool that I'm giving myself to feel good, to feel grounded, to feel clear, to have mental clarity. It's only a tool. There is nothing else to it. There is no inherent energy within it. The energy is within myself. Somehow, sometimes, we as humans, we think that the tool itself holds energy. And we kind of confuse the two. We think that the tool itself is the thing that's making us feel that way. But that's not the case. The thing that is making us feel the way that we feel when we use the tool is really us. It's within us. It's not within the tool itself. And this confusion leads to putting the tool or the prescription or the method or the formula on an importance level that's bigger than yourself. So that from time to time you find yourself in the same situation as my student found himself, essentially saying, if I don't do this, then I'm not worth it. If I don't do this, then I'm gonna feel pain, and I'm gonna feel shame, and then I'm gonna feel guilt because I didn't do it, without recognizing that the tool is only something that you use to serve you. It's not something that's supposed to be some sort of Bible sacred thing that holds some sort of sacredness within itself. No, it's only a tool. If anything, what's sacred is you. You hold the power. You hold the possibility of making yourself feel or do specific things. It's not within the tool itself. As you can probably tell, I'm pretty passionate about this because I've fallen trapped within this illusion many times throughout my life as well, and I don't want you to do the same. What else to say? Yeah, just recognize the order of importance of things, the discipline, the accountability, the biohacking pills, the methods, the Wim Hof methods, the power positions, whatever tool, method, technique, formula you wanna use throughout your days. Use them. There is nothing wrong or right between them. They all no positive or negative energy. They're just a tool. But do not think that they are somehow more important than you. Remember to put yourself first. We had more interesting points and conversations, some of which are related to the point of good and bad and the labels that we apply to these things. But this is mainly the main thing that I really wanted to share with you. I hope this is useful. Again, don't fall trapped within methods and techniques and stuff like that. They are useful, and feel free to use them. I'm not saying do not use them, but do not think that somehow they're more important than you. If you don't do something, that's okay, because you are the most important thing within the equation. The method or the technique is secondary. It's only a tool. That's it. Nothing else. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you. Ciao.